All right, to kind of drop, a little testimonial here on why you should stick to your faith. And if you guys already don't know kind of my situation or my story, really what happened to me, in January of this year, 2025, I got fired from my day job. I had a full-time job. I was in like manufacturing. I was doing part-time sales on the side, trying to gain enough momentum. And something really told me, something I guess left me convicted to just take a huge risk to kind of put myself in a position to be let go so I can go full-time with my job. And I prayed about it. I talked to God about it. I asked him for the advice, and that happened. And then February, I got into a breakup of my 3-year relationship, so that left me really hurt, left me with a lot of mixed feelings, a lot of emotional turmoil. And then in March, I was probably the most impoverished I've ever been in my entire life. I, was scrapping for change for food. I was asking for people's assistance. I had an eviction notice at my apartment placed in my mailbox, saying you got to make rent or we're going to kick you out. But, through all of it, through everything that happened, I never lost faith. I never lost faith in God. I never tried God. I never asked him why. I more so actually thanked him. I thanked him for letting it be me that could experience this. Why? Because I understood there was a force greater than I at work. There was a power, there was a higher power greater than I working on my life. And that's what it was taking to get to where I wanted to be at the whole time. And then in April, I broke 11K in sales. I really started treating my body better. I'm in the best shape of my life. I've been feeling great, waking up with a purpose. The air smells clearer. The trees look so vibrant to me. Life just feels great. And I'm saying this not to boast, but I'm saying this because the whole time that I was going through everything I went through, I never painted the picture of a bad God in my mind. I never painted that picture. I think we go through life so often asking for gold and asking for treasury and asking for, great things to come to us. But when God gives you the shovel to find the gold, you ask him why. You ask him, what is this? Where is this going to get me? I don't think people, before asking why God gave you the shovel, he expects you to dig. And it's so funny because I think so many people want so much in this life, but they're not really willing to do what it takes to go get it. I could have asked them, why me? I could have asked them, why did I have to go through this? Why did I have to deal with this? Why is this happening to me? But instead I understood that things happen for a reason. Things happen so you can have a greater testimony to your story. I guarantee you one thing is that if I didn't lose that job, I wouldn't have appreciated my work ethic. If I didn't lose that relationship, I wouldn't have appreciated my emotional standpoint. I wouldn't have learned to love better. If I hadn't gotten that eviction notice, I wouldn't have understood the importance of having money. So that really flipped the switch for me. And I think, God unfolded everything for me in my life. It was so funny because in the time that it was happening, I could have sat there and wondered why. But God the whole time was saying, watch what's going to happen in April. And he never said that to me. But that was what he was thinking. That's what he was planning for me. He was like, watch what's going to happen in April. And had I tried him and had I have been lazy and just sat there and sulked, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't. I'd probably be suffering, probably be more impoverished, probably just be in the worst mental state of my life. But I'm not, because I understood that it takes grit and it takes determination and understanding that the hole that you're in isn't dark forever. Eventually somebody's got to create a hole and let some light in. But I understand how overwhelming a situation can feel for you. But the main thing that I advise is don't lose sight. Don't lose sight of how much of this life is taken for granted. Because I'm not guaranteed any of this when I wake up. None of this I'm guaranteed. So everything is a blessing. Getting to wake up another day means I've got purpose, and I'm fulfilling God's plan. God woke me up another day, so that's my purpose. But I understand, I understand where a lot of you guys sit and your mentality and how easy it is to feel so overwhelmed with a situation. But I would really tell you, it's not going to be this way forever. It's not. So don't scare yourself. Don't tell yourself that you're never going to make it out of this, because you will. You will. You just have to have enough self-conviction that you're going to make it out, and you will make it out. But yeah, I just wanted to share my story on here because, I know a lot of you guys watching these videos probably are going through something in life, and you're seeking that next, level of help. And I just want to be here to tell you guys that you're going to make it out of it. You're going to make it out of it okay. You're going to make it out of it not unscathed, but you'll make it out of it with healed wounds because you learned how to treat the wound better. So I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a blessed week.